It's true. Some things just aren't meant to be, but it's our job to test out the possibilities. Naive and young, I thought it was you. With your painted-on smile, I was in denial of your flaws, with the hope and a vision towards a greater cause of you, plus me. But you see, the thing is, as a taken aback by your beauty that I once was, so many circumstances were swept beneath the rug, as if we were just a young, overprivileged boy, never minding his mother's scorn to finish his chores. With time and a little bit of envy and anger came a time where the rug could no longer surface the problems beneath it, and eventually expose the inevitable truths and variables behind the equation of me plus you. The lies, the scandals, the external pressures preaching their selfish ways. It can't be done. Your time will come. Tick tock, there was no mouse to run up this clock, for if the clock struck 1, the mouse would not run down, but rather fall to its impending doom, snapping its neck on the very hardwood floor we call luxury, whimpering in a pile of its own blood, piss, and vomit. But this is not a fairy tale to be happily ever after. This is a reality of happily ever never, for no mere mortal can ever truly exist in peace and harmony when they are surrounded by egotistical, self-maniacal, manipulative, vindictive individuals who put themselves before others, that scheme far before they even acknowledge your dreams, that cherish nothing and will use you and abuse you until you eventually perish. For I am the preacher who will never be out-preached. For I am the soldier who will never be out-aimed. For I am the man who will not be and refuses to be tamed. For I am the teacher who will never be out-taught. For I am the actor who will never stop aspiring to dream. Call this my own personal divine intervention, for there is no amount of time that will ever help me forgive and forget the things that one day you will truly regret. For revenge is a dish best served cold, and this dish is flying 100 miles per hour right out the front door. I will now commence playing the antagonist and the protagonist and the rich and the poor, from everything else in between to the inside out. Every day I find myself constantly battling the thoughts inside, and I honestly don't know if I was awake or asleep when I wrote this. But who am I but to break free from these chains that surrender me under this dictatorship called life, under the philosophy that all great things must be bright? And to be honest, sometimes when I look in the mirror, I don't know whether to smile or spit in spite of myself. So I raise my arms high above my head, spread my middlemost finger outwards and yell, fuck, fake, fraud, phonies, for this is the alliteration of my poetic form of communication. So shake my hand so I can stab your back, out of sight, out of mind, out of time to decide should I run, should I hide for the rest of my life. But we are all soldiers on the home front, waiting to put our lives on the line. I don't know when to start, but I know when I go damn it, I will not be stopped. It will be the very definition of an unstoppable force. It's as if we get so caught up in these fallacies and fantasies that we forget about the fatalities that they call us inside. Used and abused, tortured and tormented. No longer will I be viewed as a bad guy, for you were too incompetent to look in your own damn mirror and revive yourself before you pointed your finger at somebody else. No longer will you hold this over my head as if I was the unexpected baby seal meeting the end of your vicious club. For we are our own kings, for we are our own queens. Be the leader of your own clique, your group, we are the mentor. So no longer will I be lost in these scattered lines of reality, or taken down by others' selfish brutality. So you can call this the crucifixion of I, for I have seen the light in the dark and died all over again at the hands of your selfish ways. I can say I will never live through those days. For no matter how much I want to mourn, I have put my hand on the Bible and sworn, no matter how much you've torn me in reflection and contrary, I will be reborn.